Okay, welcome back. Not much time passed by, so today we will start to talk about classes. What class is and how we can use it. Okay, in normal class I will ask few of you what your thoughts about it. So pause video now, take few minutes to think about what do you think the class is and what is object. Because as I tell you, some of you already try to use it. If we go to Google again, processing class, we can see what is this kind of stuff, right? Class hline with something inside and what is and how it's work. So spend few minutes and think what you would define by the object by yourself. Right. Okay, pause it. Right. The simplest way, if we go Google or whatever and search for word object, what does we see? We see images of bunch of different objects, right? Bowl, phone, fork, cup, toy cactus, banana shoes. That's funny. Yeah, and a lot. So object, as you can think, it's pretty much the same meaning as object for us, for human in the real world. Objects, it's any object. It could be your phone is your object. It could be car. It could be computer. It could be bottle of glass, bottle of water, glass of water, cup of tea, teapot, Xbox joystick, yeah, controller. It's a lot of fun. Images with bananas. She's searching for object. I don't know why. So let's just take one example. Bottle. Yeah, internet is super fast during these times. Anyway. Okay, so let's say we have the plastic bottle. Yeah, it's normal. This is object. What this object mean for us? Object have something what it make it object, right? So object should have some parameters or information. This parameter and information define this object. For example, if we have our plastic bottle, what the parameters gonna be? That means how we will describe this object. First of all, it made from plastic, it transparent, it have some empty volume inside. It have cup, right? This pretty much. This is parameters of this object. So pretty much any bottle, now we can define this any plastic bottle we can define with this parameter. So what we did now, we defined the object plastic bottle, right? And now we can create multiple of this object that will define it by plastic bottle. It can be 0.5 liter plastic bottle you use for cola or just like water, right? For example, you can have 1 to 1.5 liter plastic bottle, pretty much like this. Yeah, you have small one, you have big one, you have bigger, you have up to 90 liter plastic bottle. That what the delivery guy will send you when you will order water, right? The big one. So this is all object, and all this object we can describe as plastic bottle. Okay, each of these objects have like a little bit different parameters. They can be made from different type of plastic, right? They can be transparent or colored. They can have different volume and so on, and different kind of a cup on the top, right? So that's what we did now. We create the object plastic bottle. We describe it. You can talk about anything. We can get car. It's still object, yeah, and we can define like multiple cars. For example, let's define object car. These parameters. So car we can describe with manufacturer, BMW, don't know, Tesla, Volga, no, Lifan, Ford, Toyota, and so, right? It could be one parameter of the car. Type of the car could be sedan, universal, off-road for jeeps, sport car, you know, luxury car, and so on, right? It could be different power, I don't know, from 30 horse forces, from 30 to, I don't know, up to 2000 for sport car. It can be defined by maximum speed. Again, type of file, gasoline or electric, for example, or hybrid, right? The ones that use gasoline and can use electric one. It can have color, right? What else? Let's think. How many people can fit in, how big luggage, how many weight it can be, and so on, so on, so. It depends how precise we want to describe car. We can describe more and more parameters, right? So now we can talk about any of this car. even like, okay, what kind of sound system inside of car. Have drift car, they have a little bit different. Mustang, Subaru, the like Nissan Silvia, the old one, the classic one, right? No, this car even have like free wheels. So you can see we can define a lot of parameters, but here the same. All we need to carry is just like how precise we need to be for our program, for our purposes, right? And as its object, if we define car with these parameters, that's what's gonna have with it car, right? This car will be always red, unless we're not gonna like recolor it. I don't know. This car gonna be, I don't know, have the same engine always. So you can see object it's pretty much the same as any object in our real world. What our concept and understanding of object in real world. And as we already defined, what kind of object it can be. Car we talk about, bottle, phone, PC, pen, tablet, medicine, plastic card, hard drive, camera, paint, brush, photo frame, anything what you can describe somehow, it can be an object. You even can create the object dream, right, for your virtual environmental world. Thought can be an object. Idea can be an object. Everything can be an object. Everything you can describe as object and can use for your purposes. So as we already know for now, we have object and each object should have some parameters, right? And that's for sure. Any object, does not matter what kind of object you will try to figure out or think, will have some parameters. If you cannot describe it, it's not object. It does not exist, right? So parameters or information, or we call it just data. And this is data, it must be. Alright, so it's how we call it, usually required. At the same time, any object can have methods or functions. But this is not required. Some object can have function, some object cannot have function, right? What the method or function is, how we can describe it. Okay, if we go back to the plastic bottle, the function is what this object can do or how it can be used. So for plastic bottle, for example, we can describe methods as, for example, what you can think about. Put water inside. open bottle, close bottle, empty bottle, right? This is objects, methods, what we can do with the object. We can throw it to garbage. So methods, it's what we can do. We can talk the same about car. What's the methods of the car? Drive car, yeah. That's the point why we use car. We drive them. Charge, refuel. It depends of what's the type of car. Stop. Fix car if it's broken. Check car if it's broken. Check if it's broken or not, right? What else we can do with car? We can paint car, right? You can change wheels on the car. We can sit in or go out of car, and so on, so on, so let's get one more object for now. It's a little bit, I think, gonna be more for your understanding. We have object phone. What kind of parameters phone have? Let's do like this. OS, operation system, Android, iOS, I don't know, Windows if it still exists, right? Memory, how much memory it have? Camera, what type of camera inside? Processor, what kind of GPU inside? Color, size, manufacturer, Apple, Huawei, I don't know, Samsung, Google, OnePlus, or whatever, right? What kind of methods phone have? Here we can go very long list, right? What you can do with your phone? Call friends, send message, make photo, surf internet, check Instagram, you know, read book, listen music, watch video, and so on, so on. So again, here it depends how deep and how precise we need to describe our objects. Not describe methods, yeah, what we can do with our process. Again, call friends, not call friends, for example, like make photo. It can be sub function, open camera, select, I don't know, type, night, portrait, FGR, or some make picture, in approve, or take picture. So we can go deeper and describe in more details if we need, right? So what we have for now? For now, we have this object. It's anything what you can describe pretty much, and it can go as precise as you want, right? So it can be object like plastic bottle, or it can be object and Coca-Cola bottle, and so on. So again, it can be car, it can be separate, and it can be phone, or it can be iPhone, I don't know, 9, right? So this is, it's also object, but it's just like more precise description it's gonna have than this one. And this one pretty much we will call the child of this object, because all parameters of this object can be embed inside of phone object. But even iPhone 9, it could be multiple different variations. Yeah, everyone who use iPhone now have one variation of this object, and it can vary a little bit color, camera, and blah 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 blah. So as we see, any object must have parameter or some information. This is how we describe the object, and each object can have functions and methods. Usually, if you will think more, each object will have these methods and functions. So for now, you will have a small task. Each of you will need to choose one object and describe it. So in pretty much the same way, we write what object, what parameter that object have, and what method this object have in general, right? So this you can use phone as example. And after you describe one general object, you need to pick up one instance of this object. Okay, in our case it's gonna be like, I don't know, iPhone 7, I'm not sure iPhone 9 even exists, and I can write parameters. So basically I just can copy it, and I can, okay, OS gonna be iOS, memory, let's say 64 gigabyte, camera 12 megapixels, processor Snapdragon, I don't know, whatever, 688. Okay, for sure iPhone does not use Snapdragon, but I have no idea. What kind of GPU? I also don't have idea. What kind of a color? White. Size, let's say 5.6 inches. And manufacturer, Apple. So this is your task. You need to choose one object. You need to write both parameters, describe, and methods what can be for this object. And after you pick up one of the instance of this object and write down the, okay, in details, yeah, for each parameters, what is it and how is it. Okay, and see you in the next video.